Hi, I'm back. Nancy Gamso from Ohio Wesleyan University. This is the second in a series for clarinet for those of you who are at home and are needing something to practice. So some of my students who are band directors asked that I make some videos for you guys to practice along. So we're using a handout that I have. There should be a link to it in the show notes below. And so we're working on an interval study right now. So this on the handout, this is the second activity. And we're working on our 12ths and 6ths that go above that. So those of you who are learning high notes, this is a good warm-up for getting those to happen. Remember, we want to take our airstream and keep it full like a laser beam while we're blowing through these. You might notice that the air pressure changes in each register. You might notice that the third note doesn't come out if your throat is constricted. So keeping that relaxed open throat and that tongue in the key position helps. Let's do a little bit of the second line. So on the handout it says measure 19. And we're starting on B flat. We're adding the register key to get the F, and then we're going to the high D. So if you're in middle school and you don't know these notes, here's the high D. F, D, F, D, with the register key, right? Here's the fork fingering for the B natural, F sharp, as you know, with the register key, and the high E flat, or high D sharp as it says on the, right? F sharp, D sharp. Here's C, no register key, G with the register key, and high E, G, E. See what I'm putting down? What I'm lifting up? There we go. Here's C sharp, right? G sharp, and high F. And then we have the two last notes are pretty advanced, but we'll try this. So here's D, A, right? And then high F sharp. So you're going to add both the pinky and the fork fingering and lift up this first finger. So this is a tricky one. A to F sharp. If it doesn't come out, if it just grunts, that's okay. Don't worry about it. These last two are a little tricky. Okay, there we are. A, F sharp. And the last one, side B flat, or side E flat, register key B flat, right? And then the high G. So we're going to lift up this first finger, keep that side key, add this pinky and the sliver key. So that's a tricky one. Here's the B flat, right? B flat, high G. So this is a strange high G fingering, but it's just using the same harmonic series. So it's kind of the same pattern all the through. All right, so here we go, starting on B flat. So some of those high notes might be a little flat. They might not come out. That's okay. You should probably be able to get maybe the D in middle school, in high school, eventually all the way up to the high G. But don't worry about it. Doing the first two notes is the most important. All right, the next one is a fun one that I learned from Bob Spring way back when he was teaching at Texas Tech, and I was a band director in Texas. And this was just a little exercise he had in a clinic he did for the Texas Bandmasters Association. But I really love it. I've played it for years. So what's going to happen is we're going to use just a half step from E to F and do it in 3 octaves. and then a whole step from E to F sharp, 3 octaves, and then keep expanding that interval, a minor third, a major third, perfect fourth, a tritone, perfect fifth, etc., until we get all the way to a major seventh. So I've just abbreviated this exercise in the handout. I've given you the first 3 and then had a little note to say continue chromatically until, and then I gave you the last one. So we'll do this one together. This is kind of fun. So we're going to just kind of flow through the whole line. The idea is to have this tonal consistency between the shallow, the low register, the clarion register, and then we're going to touch just a little of the altissimo. All right, here we go. We're going to take a little break there. I'm going to pull my middle part joints out a little just to take care of a little intonation. And I want you to also notice that I'm exhaling when I finish before I inhale again. So take a little rest for your lungs and your head and your brain each time. The next one will be E, G sharp. Before we play this one, remember we're going to use the low E, or I'm just reminding you or telling you that you need to do the low E on the right side because the next note is a C sharp on the left side. So it's a little difficult to go from E to C sharp, right? Good. The next, we also probably need to notice that when we do B natural with the right register key to G sharp, that would be the same thing, all right? But we're not using a B natural on this exercise. Okay, so low E to C sharp, low E on the right side. Here we go. So we've worked on a couple different tonal exercises. When we come back, we'll work on some technical exercises for the fingers on clarinet and some articulation exercises. All right, so part 3 is coming up. Thank you for being here. I'm Nancy Gamso at Ohio Wesleyan University, and we're working on the clarinet today. All right, see you soon.